Welcome, everybody. It is Friday. It's 8 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, and this is Raw Comedy. I hope you guys are ready for some ridiculously amazing women, because that is what we've got for you tonight. We have a lineup of 7 fantastic comedians, 8 if you count myself, but we're not doing that. I'm just the host here. But, you know, if we're lucky, I might crack off a couple funnies. And who knows? If anyone's lucky, it's me in that situation. All right. So, speaking of ridiculously amazing women, I cannot do this introduction without mentioning the fact that we have a woman in the White House now. So, if you're out there watching us live, make some noise. I'm the only one in the Zoom making noise, so that's just for me. I don't have my Kamala Harris shirt in yet, but I did wear my AOC DC one just for funsies. So, that is how ridiculously amazing we are with women on this show. Woo! We are woo is right. Give it up for our audience too, you guys. All right. Our ridiculously amazing lineup is not only coming to you from all over America, but we're hitting over in the UK too. So that means this is an international show with international people. So let's get this all on the road. People are people. We're all a little bit weird. And I'm now finding I'm a lot weirder than I once believed. Most of that's coming out through therapy. You know, it's supposed to make you feel a little bit more normal, but I am just wrecked, dude. I'm finding out that my childhood was just fucked right the hell up. Mostly in the sense of how I made friends. Now, we moved around a lot when I was a kid. I'm going to start out with that. Don't ask me how many times, because repressed memories are a real thing, dissociation, all that. I don't remember. I couldn't tell you. But every time we ended up in a new apartment complex, I'd be told, hey, go out and make some new friends. Well, I was like 5, 6 years old. I didn't know where the friends were, okay? I don't know where you keep them at that age. So I would go door to door knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, you guys got any kids here? No? All right. Next door. Knock, knock, knock. Any kids? Next time. All right, cool. And now looking back, I totally realize I was playing a really popular game that we now like to call Find the Pedo.
You're stupid.
To my recollection, I've never won. Okay. But, you know, like I said, repressed memories are a thing. So we'll attack that later on. Now is a great time to mention to you guys that I am back in therapy. So I spent a long time raw dog in life, and now we're slipping a layer of protection back in between me and the world. And with, you know, this whole COVID thing that we got going on, it is so fucking protected, you guys. It's through Zoom. It's a lot like this. So if I cry during this opening set, think nothing of it, all right? I've grown very emotionally attached to my computer, and it brings out the worst and best in me. My therapist is awesome, and we keep making these like really great breakthroughs, like mostly just, you know, uncovering all that trauma that was inflicted by my narcissistic mother. And every time I do bring my mom up in set, or not in sets, not everything's comedy, Tara. We're talking therapy here. I crossed the two. Forgive me. Every time I bring my mom up in my sessions, the connection drops. My therapist is gone in the blink of an eye, and she swears it's not a coincidence. She swears it's a bad connection. And I'm just like, you know, after like 6 times, I'm really calling bullshit on this, you know, because you guys are all still here. And I said the M word a couple times already. So I don't know, man. I think my suggestion of slipping a wire hanger under the modem might just do the trick, because when I was growing up, that was amazing intimidation for keeping my ass in line. What am I going to say, man? My mommy was the dearest. Speaking of moms, I'm a mom too. All right. Yes, I am fucking up the next generation. All right. I have, you know, an 18-year-old. I know it's hard to believe. I was clearly old enough to drink and have the one night stand when he was conceived. Well, not clearly, but I am. Just believe me. I'm not showing you an ID. He's 18, you guys. He voted in this election. He's got his first job now, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, because really all I am is a childish adult with an adult child, and I don't know where to proceed with this. But we are going to proceed with a show because, like I said, we have got fantastic comedians lined up for you, and we are going to get this rolling. So first off, coming to you out of London, UK, we are bringing a fantastic lady up to the stage. Put your hands together. Give a huge warm welcome for Chin Wang.
Hello. Hi, everyone. I know I look very Asian, but recently I found out that I actually have 2% Caucasian DNA in me. From time to time, though. Yeah, that's my white boyfriend. See, I'm originally from China, but now I'm living in England. But my boyfriend is from Scotland, and now I'm doing a live show to America, which means I am a very international comedian. Proud of me. Yeah, so what's happening in the US? You got a new president. Ooh, I got something new too. I got a new iPhone. Anyway, so yeah, last week when you get the new president, when Donald Trump lose the election, it happens to be a bonfires night in Scotland. For those people who don't know, that's when we play firework. So I guess it's safe to say that when we heard that he lost the election, we started playing firework to celebrate. In the UK, they have all kind of weird celebrations here. We have the bonfire night, which everyone just playing firework for no reasons, and then we have this thing called a pancake day. So when I first heard about Pancake Day, my boyfriend told me, "Oh, it's the Pancake Day. Everyone has to eat pancake now." I was like, huh, "Very funny. You told me last Friday is International Blowjob Day." Anyway, as you can see, you can probably guess here, English is not my first language, and I really struggle with it a little bit. I think, like in general, the way we learn a language is very stupid. See, when you learn a foreign language, the first thing you learn is probably like "Hello, how are you?" And then the second thing you learn is this sentence: "Do you speak this language?" In this language. Wow, that is the most useless sentence ever in human history. Because it's a question that can only be answered if the answer is yes. I'll show you. 你们说中文吗？有没有人说中文呀？ See? Awkward silence. You have no idea if I ask you to speak Chinese or I just ordered myself a chicken chow mein. I'm kidding. I won't do that to myself. Another situation is when the opposite people that you're asking, they speak the perfect language. It's getting really awkward. For example, tu parles français? And then the opposite people say, oui, oui. And you say, oh, I don't parler. Well, it's not going well. But I mean, my English has improved a lot after I started dating my white boyfriend, and I really enjoy it. I think having a relationship with somebody who doesn't share the same nationality with you, it's all good. Apart from this, we get to go to places together until visa do us apart. See, as a Chinese person, I need visa to go to most of the places in the world, but it's more annoying that for some nationality they don't need visa to go to most of the places. Like for example, for British people, they don't need visa to visit places like Hong Kong, Canada, or Australia. First of all, why you need a passport if you're not going to put visa on it? Is it just like a photo album to prove people, look, I'm not always this ugly? And secondly, see, British people, they don't need visa to go to Canada, Australia, and Hong Kong. Why on earth they don't need visa to go to places that they colonized before? Because if it was me, I would be very careful. Because I know last time when I came there, they didn't come to just look around. I don't know, it's like some people it's been robbing you all this time and you go, oi mate, stop breaking the window, just take the key. I do enjoy my life here in the UK. I made a couple of cool Westerner friends. They taught me a couple of cool Western things, like freedom of speech, democracy, and obesity. Speaking about obesity, that reminds me of my boyfriend. But he is not too fat, but he is too tall, and that's just obesity, but vertically. Yeah, he's very tall. He's 6'5". For those people who don't know feet, it's about 2 meters. So he is very handy nowadays to measure the social distancing. Every time when I see somebody is getting too close, I just shove him over. I'm just kidding. None kind of domestic abuse should be allowed. But to be fair, look how tall he is. He's probably asking for that. No, that's wrong. Yeah, he's very tall. He's 6'5", and I'm similar. I'm 0.5 something. So we have quite dramatic height difference. So when we're walking together on street, the scenery is quite dramatic. And if you look from a distance, then it looks like that he is dragging a suitcase. But if you look closer, then you realize, the suitcase is made in China. But I still don't think this is too big an issue until we tried 69. Let me put it this way. We have to work extra hard just to make the end meet. Yeah, we can't really do a 69. So we have to do a 6-bit first and then the 9-bit. But then that's not really 69. That's a 6 plus 9. That's a 15. And we are doing 15. That just sounds super underaged. And then there is this person come to me last week saying, "Oh my God, you guys are so cute." And then she said to my boyfriend, "It's so nice of you to adopt an Asian kid." I was like so angry. I was like, I made all this effort to look like an Asian kid, and he's the one get the compliments. Oh, that must be what people mean when they say women do the job and men get the credit. My name is Simon. Have a good day.
You guys keep it going for Chin Wang joining us out of London. Holy crap, I feel like we're all kind of like accessories to a sex crime right now. So I don't know. Run, clear your conscience. Do whatever you got to do. Fuck as many adults as you can find. Something. All right. Speaking of adults, I found this one around the Chicago area. I've been doing Zooms with them for months, and I got to tell you, I love the brand of comedy that they are bringing to the stage. So I want you guys to put your hands together, make lots of noise for my friend and soon to be yours, Katie Zane.
Woo! Thank you so much, Tara. One of the best humans I've met in all of comedy, not just Zoom comedy, would probably be Tara. I'm Katie Zane. I do have multiple sclerosis. Don't worry, it's an autoimmune disease. It just means I'm self-deprecating by factory setting. When I first started doing stand-up, one of the issues that was causing in my body was I peed my pants a lot. I peed my pants all the time, and I was a new comic, didn't, hack. And so I wrote a lot of jokes about it, and my body heard the jokes and then doubled down on its bad behavior. Because now when I laugh or cough really hard, I just come. And sometimes people hear that and they're like, "Oh, yay." And I'm like, "No, not yay. It's not an orgasm. It's just like female ejaculate in my underwear. It's just messy, like a wet bathing suit." And my favorite thing of all is that not only is Zoom comedy keeping you safe from COVID, it is also keeping you safe from wherever I've been sitting today. You don't have to think about that at all. It's so great. You didn't even know that Zoom would have your back in that way. I do have this other part of my body that doesn't work really well because of my MS, and there's really like no delicate way to put it. I have a broken asshole. I just there's just no real good way to put it. It's like a bag of bread that you lost the twist tie for, you know, that you're always folding it over and it's still never doing its job. That's just my asshole every day. In fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but scientifically, biologically, our gag reflex muscle and our asshole are the same muscle. So you can imagine which one works awesome on my body. To the point where if there was like some experimental surgery where they were like, yeah, we can like totally just like do a switcheroo with your asshole and your gag reflex, I would 100% be on board. And that's pretty much the only kind of eating ass I'm interested in. Like that's the only way that I'm interested in that sentence ever. And really, I think my favorite thing about it is apparently when I fart, it sounds like a duck quacking. Like, and not just like one kind of duck, it's like all the ducks. Like apparently it's like alarm duck, sad duck, happy duck, you know, to the point where like I think I have some super survival skill now where like I just need to like get gassed up, go to a park, bag a bunch of ducks, you know, keep them for myself for the winter or whatever, sell them by the side of the road. I don't know what's going to happen. Times are crazy right now. So yeah, if you see any ducks for sales online, like, you know, you didn't hear nothing from me. I was actually, you know, hearing all this about my broken body, you would really think that for sure this person is disabled, and if they applied for disability, they would surely get accepted. Not true. I have recently been declined for disability, and I laughed because in the wording of them explaining to me that I was indeed disabled, but I was capable of doing unskilled, sedentary labor. Yeah, I didn't know it was either. Had to look it up. It does turn out that election workers is unskilled sedentary labor. So I do think I found the root of the problem of why the election took so long to count. They have a bunch of people with brain damage like me doing that counting, and it just takes us longer to do stuff. That's why we're applying for disability and probably shouldn't be counting election votes. I've said it once, I'll say it again. People with brain damage shouldn't be allowed to do important things. This is why I'm a comedian. This is not important. You know, laughing is important, but not brain surgery. I have been thinking of other jobs I could do that are, sedentary, unskilled labor. So I think I can run for Congress now, because I think that qualifies. And I think also like I can do a job that I probably wanted my whole life, which is to be a candy taster, like just all day at the end of a factory belt, just like candy. That just sounds so awesome. Like maybe I can be on one of those like how it's made videos, like the little interview that's at like the end of the how it's made part. Like that just sounds like a dream to me, personally. I also think that I now qualify to be in someone's entourage, perhaps be a hype man of some kind, because I think all you have to be is loud and positive, and I can do both of those things. But I do think my favorite thing that I have figured out that the government thinks I'm well suited for is I can be a mall Santa. I can be a mall Santa. I am non-binary. Just put a beard on me. I'm already jolly. Like we got it made here. I want to be Santa. If past COVID times, that's real. I'm really gonna do that. That's a real thing that a real decision that I'm probably gonna make in life. I will say that given all these things that are wrong with me, I was a very hypochondriac kid. I was very scared there was something wrong with me. It turns out I was wrong, or I was correct. But as a hypochondriac kid, in the best time to be a hypochondriac kid, the 90s, I got to go to the doctor all the time. There was no copays. I've had all the x-rays that are unnecessary. Of course, they didn't find shit when I was a kid, by the way. I found out about all my things later in life, because I don't know, that's how it goes. But the thing is, I've been thinking a lot about kids now that have severe hypochondria, because I don't think they have it so easy. And I think a lot of times what they mostly hear from a parent is something like, There's nothing fucking wrong with you. You are fine. Do we have to have the conversation again about the state of healthcare in this country? I don't know how many times I can tell you that we do not have a $30 copay. Like we just don't have it. And I saw you do a somersault. You're fucking fine. Like you're fine. You know, we'll go to Dr. Google if we have to. Okay. So like, I feel like it's hard for them. It must just be really, really rough. You know, they don't ever get to experience the anxiety lessening effect of the lead vest in the x-ray. It's the best feeling in the world. See, I think I knew about weighted blankets before they were cool, because that heavy feeling in the x-ray always made me feel calmer. Always. So one of the other things I have to deal with is a lot of mental health issues. And one of the treatments for that is a little old thing that I like to call, well, I don't like to call, the masses that be, I like to call it exposure therapy. And exposure therapy, if you're not familiar, is when you tell the doctor exactly how uncomfortable you would like to be, and then they do that for you. And then there's a valued activity at the end. You get to take a walk, listen to a song, read a book. You know, it's just, I've been thinking about it. It's just medically sanctioned BDSM. Like you have made your therapist your mistress. You've said exactly how much pain you would like. And there's a valued activity at the end. You get to come. And as a person who has dabbled in both BDSM and in conventional normal therapy, as well as exposure therapy, BDSM is cheaper. Just if you're having a hard time during the pandemic and you're on a dime, do recommend. And I'm going to get out of here on this last thing for y'all, which is, I don't know if you ever heard this terrible, it's an old street joke that the glitter is the herpes of the craft world. You know, it does last for life. It does get everywhere. But the thing is, like, I do have herpes and I vastly prefer it to glitter. Just vastly prefer, for a couple of reasons. The first reason is I do not have body glitter confidence. I'm just not the type of person that, you know what I mean? Like just get like, you know, just be like swish, swish, I'm a mermaid. That's not who I am as a person. And the other reason that I get pretty excited about it is that sometimes when teenagers are irresponsible, they have sex, they don't use a condom, it's the first time, they produce a baby, they make a child. And I'm pretty happy right now that I have herpes and not a 17-year-old. The herpes is cheaper, and I just highly recommend. Just highly recommend to get yourself some herpes today. I've been Katie. Thank you so much.
Woo! Let's keep it going for Katie Zane, joining us out of Chicago, Illinois. They are fantastic and always remind me that I chose poorly when I took the child and not the herpes. You live, you learn. All right. Okay, you guys. I thought I was being a little scandalous and OnlyFansy by doing this show on my bed. However, our next comedians, yes, plural, you heard that right, are joining us from an even more scandalous place. Actually, it's clean. They're about to do clean comedy. You'll see what I mean. Give it up for my friends, Jennifer Gladden and Lisa Thomas, joining us from Seattle, Washington. You know them and I know them as that one friend.
Woo! Well, hi. I bet you weren't expecting two girls in one tub. Surprise!
All right. What did we talk about? Let's talk about these teenagers.
I know, we just heard about that, like, prize, either herpes or teenager kids.
Yeah.
What if we had both? Winner, chicken dinner, bitches.
I have two teenagers.
Sorry, Mom.
I have a 13-year-old boy and a 15-year-old girl, and they absolutely hate that I do this comedy thing. They're mostly mad that I talk mad shit about them publicly, and they also don't really like that I talk about my lady bits and my tits and their dad's dick. They are horrified that I'm going to be on Netflix or Hulu. I'm like, thanks kids, thanks for believing in me, but that's probably not going to happen. I am much more likely to be queefing on Howard Stern show or on the black leather couch of Pornhub.
I will see your two and raise you two, because I have 4 teenagers. You heard that right. And maybe you also are listening and I have the herp as well. Thank you for that, Katie. And I'll tell you what, 4 teenagers, my house stinks. 2 of them are girls.
Girls are the worst.
We are synced up. If you don't know, tomorrow is the beginning of the new moon. We are all synced up and flowing. And it's a good in my house to tell you what.
So the 15-year-old boy child that lives in my house, he's got attitude for days, and he also stinks. His room is like this weird blend of Mountain Dew, BO, and Doritos. But there is a perk to having a boy child in puberty. He can lift heavy things now, which means that I don't have to. And when I ask him for help, his voice gets a little deeper. He's like, yeah, Mom, I can help you with that.
He's like all of
He's like, no, he's not
He's
even
not even
5
5 feet
foot.
tall.
No. Actually, I think he's 5'2", but he's not very, but he's got this very deep voice, and it's really awkward.
Well, you know, when it comes to kids and raising teens, we've definitely, I know they're watching, but we've definitely had our pregnancy scares in our household and whatever, right? At least I have one teenage girl that I don't have to worry about the herp or the babies, okay? Because this homegirl is 5'2", cute as a button, but she still eats like a toddler. That is the best birth control money can't buy. We went down to the Seattle waterfront pre-COVID, probably last February, no, it was last Veterans Day, actually. Oh my gosh, we haven't left the house in a year. What the fuck? And I was like, we're gonna do the big wheel, do all the touristy things. Why not be a tourist in your own town? You know, funsies. And the kids asked for ice cream, and I thought, okay, that'll be fun. 2 minutes into that chocolate ice cream cone, and homegirl had a full chocolate goatee. I'm like, I don't gotta worry about you.
Birth control for days.
I don't gotta worry about you. And she's heard this joke, so it's okay. But not only does she eat like a toddler, she awake snores. Do you know what awake snoring is? Mm-hmm. She's like her own Darth Vader. And nobody's gonna fuck a toddler or Darth Vader. So I'm good with one kid. I'm good with one. The others, they're on their own.
Those teenage girls, man, like the perfume and the eyebrows, there's like a learning curve to the eyebrows.
That's why I have bangs.
And the accidental see-through leggings. Yeah. And I don't know if you all know this, but when you're 15, every word ends in So we hear a lot in our house, Mama, Dad, stop, and it's not cute. Everything is
I will say we are both very fortunate women. We don't do this parenting alone. I have been married for 16 years, been with my husband for 21. And, you know, when I was a kid, I used to dream of marrying the man of my dreams, right? You know the story, big white dress, fancy wedding, picket fence, 1 dog, 2.5 kids, right? I would be a stay-at-home mom. He would be a commercial airline pilot, rarely home. Instead, I married the cable guy, and not the Jim Carrey creepy cable guy, the porn guy. You know, the one in the porno who comes to fix your cable. That's the guy that I married. My dad would be so proud. You think it's odd. I think it's fucking weird. And now he's a stay-at-home dad, but we'll get to that later. Oh, guitarists. When I was in high school, I dated a boy in a band, and he played the guitar. Have you seen what those guitar players can do with their fingers?
I think they can do their guitar. They might also play you hard.
Oh yeah, they'll play
their
you
guitar.
hard. You're married.
I am. Yeah, I've been married for almost 15 years. I think the worst part about being married is monogamy. The same person, that's a long time. The next worst thing is being on birth control. I feel like it's a free monthly pass for him to explode his load in me whenever the hell he wants. I know. Like the towel walk to the bathroom is the worst. And I like when you're trying to contain all the eggnog, I try to be cute about it, but it's not cute. He's already like laying on the bed, passed out while I'm on the toilet queefing the eggnog out of my ham house.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, my
visual, right? Sorry, Mom.
When I was a little girl, my dad used to say, at least you're a real pretty girl. Don't let yourself go. You could marry rich. Well, if you don't know me, you don't know that I let myself go, but this is like a glow up, okay? I came back from that shit. But my daddy said you can marry rich. Well, I'm married for love, and now I'm poor because my husband's a stay-at-home parent, which means I make the money, which is okay. I'm a sugar mama, whatever. It's okay with me. But he seems to think that I am a sugar mama. I don't make no tons of money. I'm a teacher. Like, teachers don't make a lot of money. But he thinks I'm rich. He thinks I'm loaded. And 1 year for the Super Bowl, he hired a bikini barista. And this is a real story. He hired a bikini barista. And I'm thinking, bitch, the fuck you doing in my house? And then my brain got to thinking, like, you know, maybe this was wise on his end because he could have hired a stripper. What's the worst a bikini barista is going to do? They're going to go out behind the shed and smoke some pot and maybe she'll make him a mocha. A stripper is going to do a line of blow with him and give him a lap dance. Well played, husband.
Well played. There is, can I add one thing to that joke?
Yeah.
She left all the windows open.
Might not have been smart, but she was nipping hard.
She had some nips going on, but I remember you left all the windows open and it was freezing and yeah.
My husband thought I was going to be out of town.
Oh, that's right.
My trip got canceled.
That. Yes. So you were home upstairs when this bikini barista.
And I came out the door. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, can I get you anything? I'm like, you get the fuck out of my house. She didn't. I allowed it.
Yeah. It could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Yes. My husband has taught me a couple of things. He's taught me about the Crusades. He's taught me about the Renaissance. He's taught me about Star Wars. He's taught me about Star Trek. He's taught me about the Electoral College. And I have taught him how to lick a pussy. I've also taught him how to make perfect meat. We are not the same person, clearly.
So I've undergone this transformation. If you follow us on the interwebs, you've seen it happen before your eyes. But I've recently lost a lot of weight. And let me tell you, it's been a lot of fun because I feel good, I look good, I can shop in the juniors department at Target. It's great. But the downfall is the saggy skin. If you will notice this very strategic bathing suit that hides the jiggle, okay? But it grosses me out. I'm not turned on by it. My husband, I don't think he seems to mind, especially when he's doing me from behind, okay? Because I have this flabby skin from my belly when my belly was big, and now it's just a skin sack. It's gross.
An apron.
And when he's doing me from behind,
Jesus, Michael.
Okay, we're going. My skin, when he's doing me from behind, it beats on my leg like a metronome in 4/4 time. He likes it. I think he likes keeping the rhythm. And I know when it speeds up to 12 times, he's not done, just like we're done.
For Jennifer Gladden and Lisa Thomas, also known as That One Friend. They do have a blog and all that stuff. Check them out. It is totally worth it. I know I told you guys they were doing clean comedy, but I meant soap and bubbles. So that's where it's on you for assuming. Okay. I'm deeply disturbed by the 2.5 kids part because I always picture a child cut in half. And Lisa, now I'm really worried about you and your eternal dreams of a perfect family. Okay. Let's keep this rolling. Our next comedian is joining us from New Orleans, Louisiana, coming to us from the Big Easy. I want you guys to put your hands together, make lots of noise, give a huge welcome for KeedawithaQ.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
I am chugging a lot of coffee, if any of you have been looking at my little thumbprint, because I'm totally stoned. And I'm trying to sober up to remember what to say to you. So I am a label hoe. And not like Saint Laurent or like Gucci, but like when I show up to a place, I want what the fuck you say you do to be what you actually do. So I was rolling through the McDonald's drive-thru, placed my little order, got my quarter pounder, buy one, get one free, clogged arteries really quickly. And I get to the window and the young lady says, "You need your hair twisted." I came here for a fucking quarter pounder. I didn't come here for hair advice. Thank you, optician. So I proceed to a doctor's appointment that I have that day. And my doctor says, "I think you might have some dental issues." Okay, Dr. Van, I thought you were checking out other shit. It's like, okay, I go to the eye doctor and he says, "I think you have diabetes." Well, the bitch that's supposed to check my diabetes was talking about my goddamn teeth. So now I got diabetes at the eye doctor. So don't nobody know they lane. Don't nobody know their job. They don't know what they supposed to be telling you. Everybody's doing somebody else's job. I blame it on the pandemic. So I get to my dentist and I thought I pulled up to the mechanic because he told me that they need to take all of my teeth out. As if he was talking about seats on an old bus. Pull them all out. Like, look, sir, that's not what I came here for. But just like those labels, I fuck with labels, like for myself. I feel like labels really are just letting other people know what you offer. Like I used to be a straight, like a straight, like a woman that has sex with men, like those folks. Boo. No, joking. I was strictly dickly, I used to say, all the time. It rolls off the tongue easily. Strictly dickly. And that next summer, I was a lesbian. I won't give you all the details on what happened in those couple of months, but that next summer, I was a lesbian. And I judged all the bisexual girls. I will tell you, I judged them all. Choose a side, confused ass. And I realized there ain't no rules to this shit. You don't gotta choose a side. So that following summer, I was pansexual. And if y'all don't know, pansexual, I don't care about what's inside, what's on the outside, like the wrapping. I just give a fuck about the gift. That means that no matter how you identify, you can get this pussy. So what I tell you is labels is really to let somebody else know. When I was a straight, I was letting people with penises know. When I was a lesbian, I was letting people who identify as women know. You could get them. Then when I was pansexual, I was letting anybody who identifies in any way as a human know that they can get it. It comes with a lot of shit. Some depression, a little bit of anxiety, abandonment issues. But I heard it's pretty good. I like to do a little evaluation at the end of my experiences. It's on the 1 to 10, how good with this pussy? Yeah. I'm like HR. It's confidential. I'm KeedawithaQ. Thanks for laughing with me.
You guys give it up for KeedawithaQ, coming to us from New Orleans, Louisiana. Fantastic stuff. I don't know. I want to say use your imagination for the parts that cut out. All right. It's like a complete your own adventure story that we're running here. So we are now leaving the Big Easy. We're going to head over to the sunny state of California heading over to the land of stars in LA. I want you guys to put your hands together, make a shit ton of noise, give a nice big California howdy to Jihan Sabir.
Woo! California. Wait, hold on. Algiers, let me see. Turn your camera on. Let me see you. Ooh, girl, looking like Tina Turner. She looking like Diana Ross. She looking like all the divas. Damn, I should have put some eyeliner on or something. Fill my eyebrows in. You look good. I'm jealous. You guys, I'm a little disappointed with this year, you know, but not for the reasons you think. I never had a pregnancy scare. But you know, I think 2021 is my year, you guys. I think it's my year because Oprah said you have to visualize what you want manifested in this life. Okay? So my vision board is nothing but dicks. You know, you got to keep it visualized. I actually, I did get a little quarantine dick. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you very much. And I got it at the beginning of quarantine when it was the hardest to get. Okay, so it says am I too loud? I don't know. I'm reading the comments. I kind of fucked up though because, you know, we were safe. We fucked in a car, but we fucked in an SUV. So now I can never go back to compacts. Like, I'm a leggy girl and I like leverage. Okay. So if you have a Honda Civic, just keep it moving. Okay. Nothing but fucking Highlanders and CRVs for this bitch. Okay. I'll take a CRV. No, I'm actually a nanny. Thank you. I've made it. And being a nanny during COVID is really interesting. You know, apparently we're in high demand. Okay. But I am being asked to do things I am not qualified for. Okay. They asked me to be a nanny. They asked me to be a nurse. They asked me to be a doctor. They asked me to be a chef, a PE teacher, a preschool teacher. Little boy tried to run out the gate the other day, had to snatch his little ass up. So now I'm a correctional officer. My rate has not gone up. Okay. This whole thing is really exposing how terrible these parents are with their kids. Okay. I had a mama tell me the other day, I don't know how you spend all day with these kids. Ma'am, these are your children. Okay. So if they're little assholes, it's your fault. I'm absolved. That's the best part of being a nanny. I am absolved. Okay. I get to take my ass home and water my plant. That's my child. It's hard enough keeping that alive. You know what? I'm gonna tell you, I got a plant recently. Thank you. And I bought it from a Black-owned nursery owned by like 3 Black women called Queen Boutique here in Los Angeles. And I went in there and I told the lady, I do not have a green thumb, so please give me something I will not and cannot kill. And she did good. I haven't killed it yet. I left my house. I went to Texas and I was gone for about a week and some change, and it's still alive. So I know, right? This is the only plant I can keep alive. I've killed so many succulents, I can't even tell you. No, but I did go to Texas recently. How fun. That was real fun. I know everyone was like, when I told people I was going to Texas, because I left on election day, they were like, ooh, scared for me. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm in the safest place in America. Everyone has a gun there, so no one's going to challenge anybody. It's fantastic. It was great. when I meet people, sometimes they think I'm from the South because I'm so nice, and I resent that. And I say, fuck you. People from California can be nice too. They don't have some kind of monopoly on being nice. What the fuck? As I yell at you, I'm nice. There's a lot of push for diversity and inclusion in Hollywood right now, and I think it needs to stop. Okay. I think we need to keep white women as the standard of beauty, okay? Because they get kidnapped and murdered more. And I'm just trying to be safe, okay? I'm trying to stay safe in these streets. Netflix just released like 4 docs about white women getting kidnapped and murdered. Not a black woman in the bunch, is what I'm telling you. Okay. I'm also not this big on accident, okay? It's harder to kidnap a big bitch. So, ladies, start pounding those cheeseburgers, okay? Stay safe in these streets. If you big and they're trying to kidnap you, they got to rent a van. It's a whole thing. Okay? This is economical. I watched those Ted Bundy tapes. Anyone see those Ted Bundy tapes? I could only watch like the first episode because I found it completely unbelievable. They kept talking about how charming and attractive he was. When did unibrows become attractive? Did I miss something? Probably while they were murdered. Watching that, though, made me realize how dumb white women can be, though. Because if a man asks you for help with his car and you have no automotive repair knowledge and you go with him anyway, I'm not saying you deserve to die, but kind of like, I mean, that shit would never work with a black woman, okay? First of all, she's going to ask you 50 questions, all right? Who are you? Where you from? Who your mama? What's your credit score? And then, if she decides to help you, she's not going to go with you. She's going to send her cousin Ray Ray. All right? Because what the fuck does she know about fixing a VW bug? Stupid. I think one of the stories, he had a sling on his arm and he was on a beach and he asked a woman to help him carry a box of books on the beach to his car. How did the box get here, sir? How did they get here? It didn't make any sense. These were college educated women. So what I'm saying is the educational system has failed white women. That's what I'm saying. At least in the 80s or whenever those murders happened. I don't know. That's before my time. That was me saying I'm young. Here in Southern California, there's this restaurant that's very popular. It's called Soup Plantation. Anyone heard of it? Mm-hmm. I'm told the food is good. I've never been there because they have 2 things I don't really fuck with. Soup and plantations. For some reason, plantations make me nervous. I don't know why. I just want to know who named this restaurant. Okay. All the shit we protest here and this one slipped through the cracks. Okay, cool. I just imagine, they're all sitting in a room and they're like, well, we got to have soup in the name, because we sell soup. But what else? Soup museum? Bigger. Soup farm? Bigger. Nigger. And Soup Plantation was born, you guys. How fucked up would it be if all the waiters were in tattered clothes?
Oh, God.
It's fucked up. I I always fall asleep immediately after I come. Thank you. It's hard work.
Yeah.
But for some reason I'm wide awake after sex. That's a thinker, you know. You'll be thinking about that on your way to bed tonight, or when you're in bed with someone who's wide awake. Thank you guys so much. My name's Jihan Sabir. Give it up for your host. Yay!
You guys keep it going for Jihan Sabir. Oh my God. You know, if you do get kidnapped and they put you in the back of a big van, you got lots of fucking space. It might work out.
It will.
Yeah. All right. She also reminded me that I have killed way more plants than kids, so I think I'm doing okay according to her math. All right. Let's keep things moving along. We are bringing another comedian up to our stage, and you guys, I got to tell you, you're in for a treat. This is one of my friends. I do participate in her mic. She runs the Panda Mic. It's got several shows a week. It is fantastic, and she's been helping keep live comedy alive during this pandemic. Put your hands together. Let's give lots of love to my friend, Rachel Rothenbberg.
Woo!
Hello. Yes, my name is Rachel Rothenbberg. My most impressive comedy credit is that I'm kind of positive that I might have probably caught COVID from Rachel Feinstein. That's just a cool fact about me. I'm very into period clothing, which is to say that I love to free bleed in vintage dresses. I'm just going to talk about some fashion tips while I'm on this subject, some insights about fashion. I'm very into clothes. I don't know if you can, I don't have a good sense of this, but I have a bunch of clothes behind me. It's not obvious on Zoom, but I'm a stylish person. People ask me, what do you think about stuff, right? And I tell them, first of all, we as a society characterize lipstick as looking whorish, but in fact, it's quite the opposite, because anyone who's a real fashion slut will tell you, you never wear a bold lip to suck dick.
Yes.
Obviously. People ask me like, oh, Rachel, how can I dress like you? And I'm like, well, to get an attractive silhouette under your clothing, you need to only wear underwear so wide and so tall that it would be inaccurate to call them panties. Also, I always say that you should never wear open-toed shoes. You should never have your toes out because, like, in my opinion, toes should be more private than tits, okay? I think that, honestly, we need to, like imprison the toenail and free the nipple, okay? I think that any way you slice it, toes are grosser than boobs, and that's what we should do. I actually, I got to talking about this the other day with a friend, and I realized that I have almost toe body dysmorphia. Like, something that you guys can't tell about me through Zoom is that when I go out in public, I wear exclusively very pointy-toed shoes. And when I go out in these pointy-toed shoes, I just feel like I look about an inch taller. I feel like I look nicer. And one time a few years ago, I fell on a cactus at my parents' house, and it was a very traumatic incident. And I was literally spurting blood from my legs like a sprinkler, and I fainted at the sight of so much of my own blood. And I went to a doctor in St. George, Utah, and he told me that there were no thorns inside me, even though I could feel a 2-inch thorn inside my foot. And then it was 6 months until I was able to convince a doctor to believe me about there being a 2-inch thorn inside my foot. And then, I had to have foot surgery, and they had to knock me unconscious. And then they took out the 2-inch thorn out of my foot, and then they held it aloft, and they said, holy shit, Rachel, what the fuck? And then, but really the worst thing about this entire experience though, was that for 4 weeks after the cactus surgery, I had to wear a surgical boot with a square toe. That was the worst part. That was truly the most offensive bit. I felt neutered, you know what I'm saying, And I fell on a cactus. You may be like, what the fuck? I fell on a cactus because I'm an adult female klutz. And the way that works is I often have visible injuries, strange bruises or weird scratches or black eyes that are difficult to explain. I once gave myself a black eye with a bar of soap, for example. It was lodged too firmly on the edge of my bathtub, and I was yanking and yanking on it. And finally, it popped off and my arm swung around and it hit me right in the eye, and I gave myself a black eye that way. And I go out in public with these visible injuries, and people come up to me and they say, who did this to you? What man did this to you? And I'm always like, you sexist piece of shit. You think I could couldn't have done this to myself. Clearly you hate women. And besides, I don't hang out with men who beat me, okay? Except at things like chess and Scrabble. That's exactly the type of man I hang out with. As a person who injures herself frequently, I find myself thinking about sirens. I think it's funny that we call the noise that emergency vehicles make a siren, as if the gorgeous maidens on the rocks luring sailors to their doom were singing, woo! That's just something I think about. I married a man, though, who beats me at chess and Scrabble 3 months ago. Which is pretty exciting. I'm thankfully still not one of those straight women on social media who's always posting stuff to the effect of like, oh, I'm so lucky to be married to my best friend, you know? I'm always like, damn, way to friend zone your husband. Talk about a power move. Shit. But my husband is secretly my best friend. He knows me very, very well. Just the other day, he dropped a casual remark into a conversation about my nightmares. And I was like, my nightmares? What are you talking about? And he was like, you know, the nightmares you're always describing to me. You know, like the one where you're wading through knee-deep human shit in your wedding dress, or the one where you walk out of the first house you ever lived in and you tread upon the corpses of 1 million dead birds, or the one where you're trying to season human shit so you can eat it for your health, or the one where you're pulling clumps of hair from your throat like clogs from a drain, or the one where you're shitting an entire chicken, feathers and all, and you're having to extract the beak and the legs from your asshole, or the one where you're having to use a humiliating human litter box in front of a cruise ship full of people, you know, your nightmares. And I said, oh, those? I just call those my dreams. You may be like, she seems pretty weird. What's it like to be married to her? That seems like a weird idea. Why would somebody do this? And I'll tell you what it's like. You know, I do stuff like, you know, I ironically use the mug labeled hubby, right? Because I think that's a funny bit to do, right? And I do things like I say we're in an inter-Rachel relationship because only one of us is named Rachel. And I do things like, you know, I put on his sweaters and then I try on weird wigs in my house. And then later, you know, I forget that I've done this and I give him a hug and then I pull the weird hairs off his sweaters and I go, whose hair is this? That only happened one time. But I didn't change my name when I got married because I think that I like the fact that my initials are RR, right? Like I like the fact that my name is comprised of like 2 of the spiciest letter in the alphabet, right? Like, you know, if you put a bunch of R's together, what do you get? You get like a growl, right? You know, like pirates love R. That's a thing, I'm told, you know, but like when, and it also has its dark side, you know, when people talk about the R word, that's really bad, right? When people talk about hard R's, that's really, really bad, right? But like you guys are lucky I'm not some edgelord comedian, because if I were, you better believe I would name my comedy special the R word, but I'm not. Thank God. Thank God. That's not me. But I don't have a G spot, you know, named for the male Dr. Grafenberg, but I do have an R spot. Hey. All right. You know, okay. I had sex the other day when I was high and I had an orgasm shaped like a cube. I'm not quite sure either. But anyway, I mentioned that I got married, and my husband doesn't really care for the most part what I talk about in my stand-up. He's like, you know, he has no real boundaries, except his only thing is that he always says, like, I wish you wouldn't talk about my dick in your stand-up, right? He says, I wish you wouldn't talk about it because you're too graphic when you talk about it, you know? But the truth is, he has the type of penis which instills fear in a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I put this? Like, when the moon is full, it transforms into something hideous, you know, like, how do I put it? Like, the name of his penis isn't Frankenstein, but like Frankenstein is the name of the doctor who invented his penis. What I'm saying is he has a monster cock, okay? Do you guys understand? The other day, it left 2 symmetrical bite marks on my neck, and it will only come inside if I invite it. It's a monster cock, guys. You get it. His penis once climbed the Empire State Building and had to be shot down by military planes. What the fuck? And I haven't even addressed his penis's moral character. Only a monster cock would be so vehemently anti-Semitic. He shaves his pubes into a weird square little mustache. Charlie Chaplin, he calls it, but I know what's really going on. His dick is a fascist, and I'm a Jew. This is problematic. His penis has been forcing him to shave his pubes into this fashion under the threat of death. It's a monster. Terrified strangers have informed me that my husband's penis has 4 sets of teeth, though I've only ever seen 2 of them. His penis has 25 eyes that I know of. Why an odd number? He has a prehensile urethra. Oh my God. My husband's penis is always a metaphor for something, you know? Like fear of all the things we don't understand, fear of fascism, fear of nuclear war. I think that if we could just unpack why we as a society are afraid of monsters like my husband's monster cock, maybe we would realize that we were the real monsters all along. And that's it for me. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Keep it going. Keep the love spread for Rachel Rothenbberg out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Do you guys wonder, like, right before sex with her husband, if she like shouts, "Release the cock in"? No, just me. All right. I don't know. I'll check the security cameras later and see if it's true. But oh shit, she's here now. She knows. Let's change the subject and move along because I'm making shit awkward. All right, guys, we have made it to our headliner for the evening. I hope everyone has enjoyed the show so far because we're about to wrap it up big style. Our headliner is joining us from New Orleans, Louisiana. No, it's not a replay of someone we saw before. We just grabbed 2 from the Big Easy. So put your hands together. Give a huge, big, giant SuitMan Productions welcome for Algiers Diamond.
Woo! Hi, ladies. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Oh my gosh. I just want to thank Dante for having me on this dope lineup of women, these women comedians. Have you heard the one about the 2 ladies in the bathtub? Boom, boom, shh. We've had it. Okay, so we got together. Oh my gosh. We are back to phase 1 of COVID here. You know what? It's been a long time since I've done this, so let me throw out my microphone. Yeah, bitch, I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful now. So we have moved back to phase 1 of COVID here. And, you know, this quarantine has brought out the new empath in me. I have a lot of empathy. I've been an empath for a long time, but because of COVID, I don't know. It's like I'm more empathy these days. I have a lot more. And I usually feel a lot for others, but these feelings I just picked up are like new, like unusually new. So I had to pick up a new hobby. I know. Hobbies have been great. I think that you guys could use some hobbies. Everybody do something different during this time because COVID world is a lot different. So it's great. It's something that I can do throughout the day, into the dinner time hours, throughout the day. I wake up in the morning, all these things, alcoholism. Yep. It's become my new thing. It's weird because I usually turn my nose up at alcoholics, but this is good. This is really good. I really totally enjoy it, and I empathize with alcoholics now because fuck it, I am one. Matter of fact, let me go ahead on. Take a little swig. Get myself up together. So I'm fine. Being locked up with my family for 24 hours, I'm finding out so much. You know, like I never really cared what my husband did. I never really knew what he did. And I usually never really asked anything because of safety purposes. It's very important for me. So when he started working from home, I kind of just figured that we would just have strange people come into our door, you know, because he's in sales. Yes. But you know, the product that he's pushing, I found out that is like 32-bit, 64-bit. This dude is selling software. Okay, so I was totally wrong about my husband. I was thinking he was out there. I thought I had married me a thug out here. Ain't nobody thugging out here selling software at all. So I thought he had moved me out to the burbs to capitalize on the white people. You know what I'm saying? Capitalize on the meth heads and the pill poppers. You know, the suburban women for Trump. They're really sad out here in the burbs. Like they really don't like their husbands all their lives. They just out here. But my entire family is making it hard for me to just be black and live in the suburbs, because I have to be the one to live up to all of the stereotypes. Okay. Because you got to have street credit. I'm not going to let my family out here in these streets without street credit. We can't all be square. You know, it's a very, very hard being black here. And it's awkward at the soccer games, you know, when Jen and Amy are complaining about their suck ass kids and they suck ass dudes. And my major argument with my daughter is like, damn, you finished that book before me on the Kindle, bro? That's what you're doing? That's the games we played out here? You know what I'm saying? They worried about little Ashton being a real ass and stuff like that. And my son done built an electrocapacitator from silverware I have. You know what I'm saying? Like my kid's real square. Great. So for me, I have to make sure that I sell and do the drugs that I give to them, you know, just so that we look good. I'm trying to keep my family on the up and up. So I got to take we got to have HOA credit over here. Listen, the HOA credit is a real thing. Saving my family one OxyContin at a time. No, nobody want no drugs. Okay. That's my new thing after my shows. When we open back up the world and I start going to clubs, like I am selling drugs. Afterwards, that's my no t-shirts. No, I'm selling drugs. Them joints move over here in the burbs. Let me get my life together. So let me take off my jacket because it's shiny and it's you know, it's reflecting off of Jihan's eyes and stuff. Hey boo, I see you. Listen, it is so hard. I'm in my studio / kids classroom / the principal's office. I'm not a secretary, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even get to do the things that secretaries do. Like in my husband's office, they usually are underneath his desk when I come in to visit. I never know why. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. we go fix it. We go. Somebody send help. Send help. Yeah, I found Becky underneath the desk. It's so hard. It's so hard being in this household during this time with the kids at school. There's no sexy time. I saw these two women up in the bathtub and I'm like, where are your children? People, like, your children see you in the bathtub with another woman, and how does that work out? I can't even lay in the bed with my husband without my kids walking in on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to watch TV with my husband and y'all taking baths together. Was there Epsom salt in that water? I just want to know. Ladies, could y'all explain to me if y'all put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in that thing just to make sure that your coochies is clean while you in that water together? Because that, I don't know how safe that was. Tyra, can you tell me if it was safe? Just let me know if it was safe. I wasn't quite sure if they had on.
I assume it is.
I wasn't sure. if they had on bottoms. I saw tops, but I wasn't sure about the bottoms. That was a little freaky stuff going on. Dante, you are a mess, boy. You got a little porn going on with your little comedy show. I love it. But as a parent right now, I just don't want my kids to walk in on me doing it nasty. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Oh no, wink, wink. My kids are awake right now and it's midnight. I don't want my kids to walk in on me like I did to my parents. But in hindsight, as an adult, my mama, she has a mean ass arch baby. That arch is a killer. Yes. all I know as I remember walking in, and my mama's arch was just, it looked like a feline cat, and ass was in the air, right? And so I'm thinking as an adult now, like, where the hell was my daddy? And maybe he was giving himself a pep talk, like, I'm not gonna be a one-hit and quit around this bitch. Like, we're gonna put in some work today. I'm trying to define my arch just like my mom's. A shout out to my mama May. Please don't let my mama be on Facebook right now, Lord. I just want my kids to be like that. I don't want them to catch me. But I'm terrible. Yo, from the kids doing just weird things, I had my son. He is 9 years old, and he came up to me and he said, "Mommy, I'm so sorry. I had an accident." And I was like, "What kind of accident?" It's like, "What do you mean?" So he grabs my hand and he pulls me to the bathroom, and I'm like, "Oh shucks, what's popping?" And so I open the door and there's urine dripping from the ceiling. He's like, "Mommy, I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get it out in time." So there's a pee dripping from the ceiling, and I didn't know what to say. It's like, I couldn't be mad. I was kind of impressed. I was like, "Damn, you got power like that? It's hitting the ceiling, son. Okay, yes. I'm gonna have some grandkids when you get older, because that is a strong stream. Look at God." But the last time I had a man hold my hand and say I made a mistake, it was my husband who told me that he had came in me. He hadn't had a vasectomy yet, and I wound up with this last baby. I'm sorry, I'm tickled because I'm thinking about the new COVID babies coming, and damn, some of my friends really got around here. It is pretty awful. Let me get my life together. My kids are pretty interesting. I have 4 beautiful kids. Clap it up if you have your sound on. Let me hear the claps for my 4 children. I got 2 boys, 2 girls. Yep. And guess what? I was on the shot for the first one and got pregnant. I was on the patch with the second one. The third one came because of a Q dog punch. And the white people don't know what Q dog punch is. The black folk know what Q dog punch is. Okay. Anybody that attended an HBCU, shout out to the VP elect Kamala. All I'm saying is when election day come, when we go ahead on and put them in the office, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a whole bunch of ski-wees and oohs and ahs and all that stuff going on. You get what I'm saying? And my baby is a roof daughter. Okay, she came at a little sensitive time. And then the fourth one, Plan B don't work. Even if you take it twice, it don't work. I just wanted to let you ladies know that. So just harp on that. he has a purpose. Because when you take 2 Plan Bs, that shit is supposed to be over, and it is not over. And it wasn't over. I carried him. I promise you. It's so funny. I almost want to cry. So, what has COVID taught us? It really hasn't taught us anything. We have an asshole still that is trying to stay in the White House. He's crying like a baby. There has been marches and a protest, and right during this time is the time where I have been trying to make sure that I am kind to white people, because y'all feeling some kind of way. Not you, Tyra, maybe not Rachel, but Rachel, your mom, Tyra, your aunties. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some family members who feeling some kind of ways right now, and y'all having a hard time with life. So I'm gonna send my love and light to y'all, because Black folk, we might have that one cousin, but they like 24 people away from us. We don't even care about them. They get a check. They get a check. We don't really goddamn care about the fact that they voted for Tang, because it was only 8%. Let me take another swig. But I'm almost through. I appreciate each and every one of you ladies and all of your comedy. I really like hearing all of your stories. You guys are great. You guys are a light. Right now, we are dealing with this pandemic. We are dealing with a lot of changes going on in our world and the United States and everywhere. So if I made you laugh, if I made you smile, I did what I'm supposed to do. And I hope that each and every one of you make someone laugh and make someone smile in your everyday, day to day, not just on these Zoom shows. I hope that everything starts to feel like normal for you. I pray the best for each and every one of you ladies in all of your endeavors in life. You are so great. And I wanted to let you know, as comedians, a lot of us deal with mental health, going through having depression and all those things. But guess what? You woke up this morning, and you woke up with a purpose. So you can walk in your purpose. Ask God or the Most High what your purpose is, and ask him to direct you in whatever you are doing, and it will be perfected. You guys are beautiful. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Thank you for allowing me to be your headliner tonight on this show. And y'all all be blessed. I love you. That's my time.
And we love you too, Algiers. You guys give it up for Algiers Diamond. I'm freaking out right now, guys. I just got a text from one of my friends telling me that she's pregnant. I'm freaking the fuck out. This is a friend my age. You guys, I'm almost 40. Okay. Like, why the fuck is she starting over right now? She's jacking up my plans for a midlife crisis and swinging later on. Like, I'm pissed right now, you guys.
Listen, that is a
I'm a 30s baby. I'm a 30s baby.
At least we're in the middle of a pandemic. I know she's not going to try and hand anything to me because, like, oh my God. A word of advice from me to you guys. Don't hand me a baby. All right. It is my initial reaction to just like, what the fuck? No, not it. Not mine. No, it will hit the fucking floor. Okay. Its head is going to look like a sack of goddamn doorknobs, and that's on you. Okay? I'm just saying, be super choosy on who you pass your kids to. I'm really happy for my friend, but goddamn, I don't want to handle your crotch fruit.
Keep your nuts in your mouth, ladies.
Dude, people assume that because I have kids that I like kids, and that's not the fucking case at all. No, Jesus Christ. Like, they're usually accompanied by horrible adults. 9 times out of 10, they are shit at Scrabble, and You know, they're fun to beat, easy to cheat, but goddamn, I got to draw a line somewhere. Kids suck is what I'm saying. So, dear friend, you know who you are that just texted me. I guess I'll go to your goddamn baby shower and buy you a fucking gift. All right. So, in the spirit of giving and all that fun shit, because it's November and Thanksgiving's coming up, give everybody that you just saw a round of thanks and applause. All right, just me. That's cool.
And
I do want to give special thanks to Chin Wang, Katie Zane, Jennifer Gladden, and Lisa Thomas, also known as That One Friend, KeedawithaQ, Jihan, Sabir, Rachel Rothenbberg, and our headliner, Algiers Diamond. I have been your host, Tara Christian-Weidner. This is Raw Comedy, also known as Ridiculously Amazing Women, but that is too fucking long to put on a Facebook event. So we shorten it up, we keep it raw, and we bring it to you fresh. Every last Saturday of the month, you can catch us. This is brought to you by SuitMan Productions. Check them out on Facebook, give it a follow. And you can find me at Living Room Comedy Inc. on Facebook. And that's that. Yeah, check us all out. Give us a follow. Give this video some views and shares. You guys, you have all been so awesome. I thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your Friday night.
Woo!